Are we close to a global cataclysm, or can a doomsday meltdown be avoided? Author Julian H. Hyman makes the case that everyone has a role to play in his new book, You Can Save Our World. Welcome to On Time, Mr. Hyman. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Let's talk about the book, and how come you use the letter U as opposed to Y-O-U?
We felt that if Y-O-U would be what normally expected, people seeing the letter U would say, now what's that all about, and would get their attention.
You got mine, that's for sure. What's it about?
It's about the problems of the world, and the world is loaded with them. They pile all over the world. They're piling up on each other. They're well reported, but there are no solutions, or no major solutions. And I felt that somebody has to start something. There's a serious thing going on, and if we aren't careful, the entire world will be destroyed with the nuclear capabilities. And so I examined the possibilities and pondered over it, and that started the book.
Right. And yeah, you were a local businessman, basically, here in Baltimore, and what I guess enough of the world's problems really touched your heart that you felt like you needed to write this book?
No, it was a little more than that. In my history, I was an importer for 38 years. And in that process, I traveled around the world. And I was in a total of about 38 countries in all.
Wow. And
I met a lot of people, and I had an opportunity to live with them and to learn about they and their families. And I reached the conclusion that in the entire world, all people are basically the same.
I'm glad you pointed that out. So your experience tells you it didn't matter the country or the culture. We have more in common, particularly here in America, with people than we think we do.
That is correct. That is exactly correct. And where we are born sets pretty much how our life will be, and I felt that shouldn't be. That everybody in the world should have equal opportunities to make the most of what they've been given.
Regardless of where they are.
Regardless of where they are.
What kind of response have you gotten to the book?
I've got a good response to it. People are somewhat taken out. They feel that it covers more than any one person can cover. How can you, an individual, save the world? And they're somewhat shocked to take an approach other than that. And the book explains how they can actively participate in saving the world.
Now, Mr. Hyman, this August, you will be 90 years old?
No, the August after this. I'll be 89.
So you'll be 89 this August.
That's right.
This kind of outlook, with all due respect, is normally one that you find in the young, energetic college person wanting to change and save the world. This is refreshing to see this kind of optimistic perspective coming from someone who's almost 90 years old.
This book is written for all ages. We are appealing to the college people, the young people, based upon present technology.
Right.
The Internet is now connecting the entire world.
Are you Internet savvy?
No, I'm not that savvy, but I know enough in
to get on and use it?
Yeah, and to use it. Oh,
absolutely.
Yes, I use it.
Yes, sir.
And the Internet today is the ideal for interaction between the youth of the world, and that's one of the things that the book promotes.
In your book, you suggest that a single worldwide country, if I can phrase this right, a united world, if you will, is needed to face a multitude of problems, problems that you say could ultimately destroy the earth. Is this even realistic, given the fact, for instance, let's say the United States, very much a democracy, a place like Iran or Iraq even are not necessarily democratically set up. Is this even possible?
It's certainly possible. The United States is a group of states. If they hadn't decided to be a group of states, there would be a group of nations, small Balkan-type nations. And you would be all kinds of problems between them, but that's avoided because of the Constitution. What this book projects is that an organization be established that would set up similar to our Constitution that would cover all the good points that has the United States and other democracies and spread it over the entire world. And as far as the countries are concerned, we are appealing to the people of the world, and they, after all, are the basis of every country.
Why do you think one central government institute is needed to tackle the world's problems in who would comprise that government?
The government would be a democratic organization. What I project in my book is that they set up a think tank which would establish or create the functions and operation of a world government.
Let me fast forward. Sounds good to get this book here to us here on time, or to get it out to the public or your neighbor. What about the politicians, those who actually have a say in Congress, at least here in the States? Have you gotten any response back from political leaders who have
the book
power?
has only been out for a very short period.
Okay.
It has not yet reached their hands. This station is an introduction to it, so to speak.
Okay, very interesting. The book is called You Can Save the World. The author is Julian Hyman. He's passionate. He will be 89 years old this year, and he looks wonderful. We should all look as good as you, Mr. Hyman, that's for sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
And thank you for your very optimistic view of the world. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
that. It is truly refreshing.
Thank you.
By the way, you can get Mr. Hyman's book available at youcansavetheworld.com.